Hi guys, it's Blackie. Okay, update on the multi-bag, the Blackbird multi-bag. We've changed ours a little bit. Now, let me be fully transparent here and let's cover all the points. One, when I was thinking about this quite a while back, and I decided that we were going to do this. I was going to add this to my set. I contacted Jason Hunt at CAMPFIRES and I said, I've got an idea for a product I'd like to tell you about it. He said, sure, go ahead. And so I described the idea of taking a roly-poly pouch and making some modifications to it so it would be a water filter, carry a grail, be a dump bag, be a tinder bag, be all of the above. And Jason laughed and he said, Blackie, it's laying on the bench. I've already made it. He had created one. He was in the process of getting ready to go into production for it. And we laughed a minute and said, well, yeah, great minds think alike. And so later I contacted him. I said, how about I buy some from you wholesale and I put my logo on it. Would that be okay? And he agreed. He's a businessman. Everything's great. And so we produced the Blackbird multi-bag. And it was in that heavy canvas. And it's a great bag. It really is. It's a great bag. And Jason produces exactly that same bag, and we had exactly the same bag. Well, over time, I had some little changes I want to do. And I'm not going to ask him to change his product. He's got a rock-solid, good-performing product. And just because Blackie comes up with a harebrained idea, I'm not going to ask him to do that. And so I talked with Jason, and I said I'd like to make some changes to it. Would it be okay if I went to manufacturing my Blackbird multi-bag separately from yours? I'm not trying to steal anything from Jason. Jason makes a rock-solid, top-of-the-line piece of gear, guys, and I recommend everybody look at Campcraft gear. I really do. I use a lot of Campcraft gear. So I'm not in any way trying to take anything away from Jason. And we come to a gentleman's agreement, and life was great. So we now produce my multi-bag. And we changed a few little things. That's not in any way to say that his is any way different from mine. It's just a different approach to the same idea. Okay, I added a few little bells and whistles to mine. Don't mean it's better or whatever. It just means it's mine. Okay? Now, having said all that, this is the Blackbird multi-bag. We went with this canvas that's a slightly different type than the one that's being used on the other multi-bag. And that's because I wanted it to swell up faster. Okay? Now, how you get the water filtering ability, and I'm doing a camp out in a couple days, and I'll be doing demonstrations with this then, is this material is taken, put in a very hot washer and then a very hot dryer and done a couple times to shrink it up tight. Okay? But what that means is now the fibers are pulled tight together. So once I put it in water, it has to soak up water like a sponge. So when you go to filter the water, you should submerge this in the water and let it sit there, say, 5-10 minutes. And then pull it out, because then all this is completely saturated. Now when you pour the water into the top, it doesn't just run through the material, it actually filters it because it swells up tight and you're getting that filtering. Okay? I wanted the lighter material because it dries a little faster and because it's just a little tighter for me. Okay, what I'm doing. Next, I went to a simpler cover. The wax canvas that's on the other one is outstanding, but for cost I wanted to go to this, and this dries quick, you know, so to speak, as far as canvas drying. If you have had wet blue jeans, you know what I mean. This is not going to be something that dries in 10 minutes like nylon. It's going to take a couple hours, but it will dry. Okay, and I wanted something that I could easily throw in a dryer, because if this thing gets just too dirty, I want to be able to take it to the sink, not using soap, because that would put soap into it and that put it in my water. I'm going to take it to the sink, I'm going to rinse it, wring it, clean it as much as I can, be able to throw it in a hot dryer. And that wax canvas I can't throw in a dryer. I can mine. Okay? And I added a loop right here, and we're about to show that in a second. Now, the bag rolls up just like before. Just going to do it real coarse. Comes over the top and snaps just like that. Okay. It's got a belt buckle on, a belt strap on the back of it going to a standard belt. When you open it up, dumps out, and you've got a snap here on the front. That snap on the front is so that the grail will fit inside of it. Because one of the reasons I want to carry this is a pre-filter for my grail. Down here in my neck of the woods, it's red clay. And red clay, every time it rains, dissolves into everything. So all the water gets a reddish, orangey tint to it. And so this acts as a pre-filter where I can get that red clay out and save that $25 filter on my grail from plugging up from red clay, because red clay will go in there and then once it packs together, it's concrete. And don't want to do that. It will absolutely filter it out, but it'll plug up that filter. So I wanted something that I could use, and this bag works fine for that. And as you can see, it will fit on your belt and carry that grail just like that. Now also I want you to notice here behind, we got it 2 anchor points and there's a gap. You can put a wider belt through there. So if this isn't big enough, you may be able to run your wider belt through there and still be able to come over and snap. It just depends on how wide and stiff your belt is. Okay, but this has another function. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Now, we've added a grommet. And this grommet is when you're going to use it as a MILBANK bag. I'm going to take a piece of cordage. And the very first ones of these we made, we put too small a thing in. It works, but it needs real small cord. And a couple people said, can you make it bigger? So we've gone bigger. We're taking feedback from you guys and making improvements. And that's what this is all about, is just feedback. Okay. Now, you've filled this full of water and it's draining. If you hold it like this, the water wants to run along this edge. But if you take this and hold it, this point becomes the point. And now all that water cascades that and comes out that one into a smaller cup area. So now you can fit it into the neck of a canteen cup or a canteen or something like that, where it's a stream coming out right here as opposed to dripping anywhere along this edge. See? So that's why that's been put in there. That also has the advantage, remember that pass-through back there? Suppose I can't get to the water right here, but the water's down that bank 6-7 feet. And I can't easily reach it because of how steep the bank is or whatever. Well, with that big gap back there, I can take a good sized stick and go through and then tie to the stick like this. You see how it wants to stand open? Now I can reach down that bank into the water and scoop water and be able to pick this back up and come up with water as a collection device. See, because there's the water, man, getting down there. It's like that. It's 8 feet down that bank. I'll be muddy as all get out coming back up. I can just cut me a pole, reach out, submerge it, leave it submerged 5 or 10 minutes, bring it up, swing it back up here, grab one side and go to a point and have my water without having to climb down that bank. Ask me how I learned that. I got real muddy several times following a river or creek, and you're up on the bank and the bank is fairly high and you need water and you can't find a way down where it's not just like that. I mean, it's a sheer drop 15 feet, and if I did manage to get over that side, it's going to be, you know, hand over hand on all fours trying to claw back up it. So getting to the water, I wanted a pole that I could reach down. Originally I had to rig up a canteen cup and go down there, and because of the angle, I would get about 1/4 of a canteen cup every time I brought it up. So this way I can filter water, collect with this, see? Now you could leave a cord attached if you want to for that, or you can just add one when it's time to utilize it. But as you know, this is a dump, this is a dump bag. This is an extra pocket. This is a water filter bag. This is the bag that I'm going to use to gather whatever. All of it fits nice and neat, rolls up and snaps, and will go onto my strap. I can also just take and run my strap through there or run my strap through the place in the back, either way. So, in conclusion guys, we're now manufacturing the Blackbird multi-bag. If you would like to order one, you go to AB Normal Outdoors right here. And in the description box, I'll put the link to it. Dan Lutz is running the store, and he'll be the one that you'll be dealing with to get this, and he'll take care of the shipping and everything and getting it to you. So if you'd like one, they're available right now. I am very, very grateful to Jason for all the business advice and help he's given me in getting my products going. As you know, Jason makes my Blackbird haversack, and I'm super impressed and happy with his gear. I use Campcraft gear a lot. It's my saw cover. It's the cover for my Woodsman larder of foodstuffs I carry. It's the zipper bag for my skillet. I mean, I've got a lot of his products. My saw pouch that I hooked to my strap is all Campcraft. If you like wax canvas like I do, that's the man to see. If you'd like one of mine, go see Dan Lutz. Till next time, guys, thank you very much for supporting my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button for me. Till next time, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.